Welcome back everyone. Today's video is a delightful boutique package with a couple squishies that I bought. This came to be about a week after they shipped it out, and it took them about, I would say, 1 to 2 days to ship out, so they're pretty fast. As a quick note and reminder, this is how they like to pack their stuff. Squishies are not the most fragile things unless they have boxes, but their boxes, I have not had any problems with them damaging squishies, and the bubble wrap is sufficient. So first they include a little thank you note with your name. And it looks like they provide an extra this time. Cute little squishy bun, and that's just my receipt. So the first thing that I bought is one of these iBloom breads. I forgot what this is called. I think it's just a biscuit bread or something. It reminds me a lot of the other bread that I bought that looks more like an ice cream scoop. It has similar packaging, and honestly the size is a lot bigger than I was expecting, so I'm pretty satisfied with this. It says New York style bee bread. This bee bread is fluffy, soft, and has a sweet scent. Because of its cuteness, you may want to collect all designs. No thank you, I'm pretty satisfied with the chocolate. Here's what the biscuit bread looks like. It's very soft and squishy, very similar to the other recent iBloom breads that I've bought. Has a very nice doughy texture. Realistic as well. The paint job is really nice. This is definitely one of those squishies that I don't feel would defect easily. There is licensing on the bottom right there. You may not be able to see that. It's right here. Oh God. This definitely needs to air out. The scent is a lot stronger than I was expecting, but it smells distinctively like plastic, so I'm going to have to air this out to see if it actually has a chocolate scent, and what kind of chocolate scent. If it's any similar to the other bread I've bought that I really like, or perhaps the torte. Who knows, but it is very squishy. I ended up not buying this at first when it released because it was kind of expensive. I bought all this stuff during a sale on Delightful Boutique, so I don't really recommend buying this at full price, which was I think about $16, close to $20. For me, that's a little overpriced, but for maybe 15 and under, I would say 14. This is a pretty good squishy. It's a really good size. I'm surprised. It's a little bigger than the other one that I liked. Next, I'm pretty excited for this one. I kept missing sales when shops restocked of this. This is the, oh, they renamed it. This says Happy Fun Fun by iBloom. This is the chocolate mini cheesecake, and for it being mini, I'm actually surprised. It's more of a medium size. It's pretty big. I'm pleasantly surprised at how big it is. Let's see. I did not get the regular cheesecake, just because I wasn't interested in whatever standard bread smell it had, but this I can go for, because apparently this is chocolate. Sorry if that's a little bright. I had to move the box, and my lighting is a little weird today. Oh wow, that's really soft. It's so smooth and soft. I don't see, oh there it is. There is licensing right there. It's really squishy. So by comparison, let's bring out the bread I just opened. They're very similar, except this one has a much more delicate feel. Which is not to say it'll defect easily, it just feels that way. And it's much smoother, obviously. But this I really like. It's a really good size. It's one of those squishies that I think would be very good for stress relief because it's so smooth and round and uniform. There's just not much going on, which helps relax personally for me. The simpler squishies are always so nice. Ooh, and this does have a chocolate scent. It's a bit faint, but it does have a chocolate scent. I would say it's more of a cheap kind of cake batter smell. Not super delicious, mainly more sweet than chocolatey, but it is pretty good. Maybe once I let it air out, it'll smell a lot better. Alright, the next two squishies I'm pretty excited about. They just released. This is the iBloom Mousse Spread, and I've already seen some of the Japanese squishy collectors that I follow or subscribe to open this, and I have to say I'm probably going to like it. This is a collaboration by Mousse, so it's one of their Mousse series. I really do like how they package this. Look, there's a diagram. So not only does this have the bag similar to the other squishies, but it has a plastic case around the squishy itself. So that's interesting. I do like that they're adding cases like this to the squishy. You can display it like this without having to mess with the bag. That part I really do like. And it shows that they're finally realizing how much of a collectible item their squishies are, especially for how expensive they are. So they're thinking about that stuff, which is nice. Wow, this feels so soft. Oh, and there was something else. During the marketing for this squishy, there was a lot of good for ASMR notices. So I might make a video with this in the future. Just feeling it now, it definitely feels like it's good and perfect for ASMR. Oh my goodness. This feels... Do you hear that? Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm not even pressing it down that far. It has a much softer but similar feel to DIY squishies when you add that layer of 3D paint. That's what this feels like, and it feels so good, and it sounds amazing. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm not sure how I'm going to describe this because I've said before a lot that certain squishies feel hollow and like you're not holding anything. This is that twice the amount. It literally feels like a shell, a very soft shell with just nothing in the middle. And it's so nice. Look at that. Wow. So there is licensing right here on the bottom, or the top I would say. Wow. This is such a nice squishy. Now, because it is very soft and delicate feeling and just kind of nothing, there really isn't much weight to this. That's probably why they added the plastic case, actually. It makes me think that it's really delicate and will defect easily. Only time will tell, but the fact that they added so much precaution to the packaging by adding that plastic case makes me think that it quite possibly could defect quite easily. Now, in addition to this regular size one, it's about the size of the palm of my hand. Here's the mini Cheesecake to compare. They are making smaller sizes, but I think this is a perfect size, honestly. I love it. I absolutely love it. It doesn't really smell like chocolate to me. It doesn't smell like plastic either, but again, it's just a sweet kind of generic smell with a hint of chocolate. This has an attempt at a chocolate scent, but it reminds me a lot of that Key Brew chocolate bun that didn't really smell like chocolate to me, and over time did not smell good. This one right now doesn't smell bad, but it's definitely not chocolate to me. Just sweet. Or mildly sweet, actually. It's not bad. In fact, I think I'm going to recommend this just for the squish. You have to feel this to believe it. But I did not stop there. I also got the Mousse Pound Cake. I'm really excited for this one, and I really like the box. It has a plastic box as well with the wrapper on the outside, and it looks like there's a little basket, a paper basket holding the bread. They're kind of warning you about how squishy it is, or probably the fact that there's defects. I did notice some little dots on the top, little bubbles on the toast. So that's probably what they're warning about, that if you buy this you run the risk of getting one that has all these little bubbles. I don't really mind it, but some people might. It's similar to their warning about defects and manufacturing flaws. I have to say I do like the fact that the box allows the wrapper to keep its shape, and you don't have to do all that crinkly stuff at the top. I much prefer that over what they did with previous bread loaves. Here's the box, and there's no tape on the sides. You just open it. Oh wow. Oh my god. It feels just as soft as the toast. My goodness. Feels like you're touching meringue instead of a bread loaf, actually. That's so neat. So the box, oh my gosh. This is A+ for ASMR as well. Does that say that? Yeah, this one also has the little ASMR notice on the bottom. I can see why. I like that they made some squishies with ASMR in mind. That's really neat. Okay, first things I noticed that I don't like is that, and I didn't realize this at the time when I bought this, the squishy itself is actually glued to the box. So it's not this whole loaf that you can take out and squish. It's just mainly a decoration piece with some squishiness at the top. Now, if you're someone who gets squishies to squish, I would not recommend this, especially since this is on the more expensive side. The toast was cheaper than this, and with the toast, you get the whole squishy to squish. This, you would only be able to do the top because it's glued to the box. You can't take it out. I don't want to try to take it out because I don't know how strong that glue is, and removing the box might rip the squishy. It's the same quality as the toast, which is really nice, but again, I kind of wish you could take out the loaf from the box. The box itself is very ASMR worthy though. Props for that, but again, I don't know. I basically just paid for a decoration piece. I kind of wish you could take the squishy out instead. It's still really nice. And this also has that kind of wannabe chocolate smell. It's more sweet than chocolate. I think for sure these squishies are more intended for squishing instead of the smell. They didn't seem to try very hard on the scent. The sound is 10 out of 10 though. If I had a better mic, this would be amazing. And that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I will always recommend Delightful Boutique. They are one of the best squishy shops around. I'll leave links specifically to these items in the description. Hopefully they're still in stock. I really like the idea of ASMR oriented squishies. However, I think I did notice that the toast loaf had this defect at the top. It looks like the actual sponge ripped, and they tried to repair it by filling it in with something. I don't know how I like that, especially for how expensive that one particularly is. It is a little on the smaller side for bread loaves as well. So I would have to say I wouldn't recommend this one unless you intentionally want it for ASMR purposes. I don't think it would last, honestly. ASMR requires a lot of handling for long periods of time, and I just don't see it lasting that long. So what I'm probably going to do is just film one ASMR video with it and then probably sell it off. The toast, however, I really, really like. I think it's really squishy. It feels durable enough to last through quite a few ASMR videos, and I just like handling it. It's very, very soft. The mousse breads really do feel like you're handling meringue or mousse, except it's not, you know, sticking to your fingers and everything. I like the cheesecake as well for how smooth it is, and this BB bread was okay. I think I like my biscuit bread a lot more, but it's not a bad squishy at all. If you can find it on sale, I do recommend it. So overall, iBloom is doing pretty good for their recent squishies. One thing that really stood out to me though is how much care iBloom is putting into their packaging. If this bumps up the price significantly, I would have to say I can live without it, but the fact that it's there right now is pretty nice. I like the idea of being able to display my squishies outside of their packaging without worrying about exposing them to the elements, so that's really nice. I do recommend all of these if they pique your interest. Make sure to get them for a decent price. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.